Hello, everybody. This is Ken Meisakland, Chief Administrator of External Affairs, and we have with us Commissioner Jody Hill-Lilly.
Well, good morning, Ken. It's good to be here.
Here we are taping our October 2024 video. It's Halloween, so happy Halloween to everybody, of course. Can't forget Halloween.
Where's your costume?
Yeah, in my office. We'll swarm into that a little bit later, of course. So as we're here to do our yet another monthly video, I think, Commissioner, you have a number of special messages for the staff to start us off.
As usual, Ken, I like to start these videos by really thanking you all for what you do every day. We have folks that are in facilities, 24-hour facilities, caring for our kids around the clock. We've got people in central office, at the wilderness school, and of course out in the area offices. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you do every day.
Yeah. And we know that October brings with it a number of themes. The most predominant one that's affecting our agency is it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we have absolutely seen an escalation in violence in our communities.
Yeah, post-pandemic, and even pre-pandemic, but of course the pandemic exacerbated some of these issues. And we just want you all to know that we are here. Even people who work in professional settings sometimes deal with domestic violence. I just want to say, not only are we acting on behalf of our kids and families, but we see that happening within professionals as well. So, of course, to our kids and our families, we are here to provide the services. There's a number of places that you can go to seek help.
Yeah, and a number of those are, CT Safe Connect is 1-888-774-2900. Also, ctsafeconnect.org, where you can actually call, chat, text, or email someone to discuss your situation and make a plan for your own safety. So some really innovative things out there, technology-wise, to support our children and families.
Absolutely. So use those resources, share those resources. We got to get the word out.
Yeah. And Commissioner, you've been very public in acknowledging that there's been extremely difficult things that have happened to kids that are subject to critical incidents over the past month, which has also then prompted you to write an article that has been published nationally called "The Blame and Shame Cycle in Child Welfare Needs to End." Can you tell us a little bit about that and what we're seeing statewide that's impacting kids?
Yeah, again, post-pandemic, Ken, we're seeing, just an uptick in violent behavior. And so we have put a focus under this administration, put a lot of focus on the 0 to 5 population and our transition age youth. To make sure that we are putting some focus and a lot of attention on the youth to provide safety for those youth. And with that comes a vigor that we have to have with the families. Also, I worry about the response to Child Protective Service agencies around the country and including Connecticut. Our workers risk their own lives.
They sure do.
Providing services to kids and families. And so the article is talking about how we as a collective community need to not blame the Child Protective Service agency, but rather collaborate together to provide safety for our kids and families.
Which connects with the fact you were in Chicago the past 3 days as the co-chair of the National Partnership for Child Safety, discussing, again, taking care of ourselves, work-life balance, making sure we have a strong provider community and partnership to help the most vulnerable and oppressed in our societies.
Yeah, I appreciate that this is a national conversation, that we are looking at how best to support Child Protective Service agencies who bear the brunt of, caring for our most vulnerable kids and families and doing the best they can, and what support we need as a system to do this.
Yeah. So October also commenced our Child and Family Services Review, CPSR period. Last week we had listening sessions with families, youth, staff, community partners that were really excellent. What should staff know about this review period now that has commenced?
So every jurisdiction has to undergo a federal review. And so this is par for the course.
Yeah.
And so we do what we do. It is what it is. And we should be as authentic as possible so that we can get feedback from the federal government on what we're doing really well and some areas that are needing improvement. There's always areas that need an improvement, but I must say we had our debriefing with the federal team after they had opportunities to meet with our partners, and they gave us some really, really good feedback, positive and some constructive.
Sure.
So nothing we didn't know, thankfully.
That's very true. I mean, healthy organizations assess ourselves constantly.
Absolutely.
Not wait for an outside entity
Absolutely.
to do that.
Absolutely. So we are still under our period under review. So just know that this is going on, and we appreciate all the cooperation from our employees who have been helping through this process. Shout out to QA. Our QA.
Phenomenal job in the organization,
amazing.
all behind the scenes.
And the CPSR unit, they've been doing an amazing job. So
They have. So on a really happy note, we wanted to remind everybody that, every month, and it just came out yesterday in our Spotlight on What's Right, we have Employees of the Month, which is a program that you started, which is gaining momentum across the state. If your employee has been nominated and they then come up for the certificate signing and discussion with you, bring your supports, bring anybody that you want.
that is my absolute
It's a lot of fun.
favorite thing to
A lot of
do
fun.
monthly, to see our employees get recognized for the phenomenal work they do. Please, please, please come with your employees who are selected. It is a phenomenal experience.
Yeah, I think the number of people coming up to celebrate is so big now. We're in the cafeteria at central office, and I think we're going to move to the Middletown office now
Yes.
to make it more centralized. So
Yes,
that's a real happy problem. And congratulations to Gladys Ortiz, intake social worker from the Norwich office, who is about to retire, however, was given the William Rivera Humanitarian Award.
Well, congratulations to Gladys. We had a chance to honor her, and we wish she would stay, but it's okay. We get it. Retirement is upon her, and we thank you for your service.
Yeah, congratulations. And our condolences as well to our Waterbury staff. When we lose a DCF employee, we lose a member of our family, and we are keeping in our thoughts Sheila Garlington and her family and those individuals who knew her. She passed away recently.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to attend the services, and what an honor it was to celebrate her life. And just goes to show that people who do this work are giants outside of the agency and inside of the agency. So my thoughts and prayers are with her family and with her work team.
Really an icon in the Waterbury community, and as you said, even before she came to DCF for such a short period of time. So two other quick pieces, Commissioner. General Letter 115 and safe driving. What is that, and what's the impact on our staff?
So yeah, as you know, it's dangerous out there on the highways. There's a lot of unsafe driving happening, and so we want to keep our employees safe. As you know, there are rules and regulations around driving state vehicles, and you're gonna hear a lot more about that. But please, please, please be safe in these cars. Understand that each car has GPS system. It's being monitored, and we want to keep you all safe. So more to come on the expectations around General Letter 115 and what you need to do in order to comply with agency expectations.
Absolutely, absolutely. And lastly, we have seen hurricanes and floods and natural disasters across our country. Our condolences as well to anybody who's living in the Florida, the North Carolinas, Louisiana, that had been, experiencing these very difficult times for their families.
There's a lot going on in the world right now. Life is what I would consider to be lifing, and the weather included. And so we are thinking of those who have been impacted by wars, by natural disasters, and those who are recovering in those situations. So our thoughts and prayers go out to all of our families across the nation and across the world.
The power of the human spirit is truly amazing, and we're seeing that in so many ways. So as we're wrapping up, Commissioner, any last thoughts, messages for our staff before we sign off?
Well, this is a very important time of the year, and we have a very important election coming up. Please, please, please exercise your right to vote. And as usual, we thank you for everything that you do every day.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.